Well, before you, Adonis Bruce Michael Bongo, and I want to be very germane with the current political affairs in our landscape today. Now, we understand that there is an appeal court at the Court of Appeal. So the case at the Court of Appeal is about Rigathi Gachagua. We all know that he was impeached and that he was litigating this. And there is going to be a determination by the Kenya's Court of Appeal. Now, moving forward, it takes Kenya into a very whimsy situation. It is a Byzantine system where now we ask ourselves, is the judiciary again being indicted? Because as you'd see the other time, I warned Martha Koome against proceeding to give way to Kindiki's swearing in when there was a litigation of Gachagua'S impeachment in court at that time, because it would render the impeachment litigation academic exercise. Now, if you want to check it properly, we understand that when we are dealing with a case of this magnitude, number one, the court is going to look into the constitutionalism of Rigathi Gachagua'S impeachment. The second four is that they are going to look into the Senate and the Parliament's procedural integrity. The third that they're going to look into is what is called the legitimacy of the current Deputy President, Kithure Kindiki. Now, the other time we stated here clearly that Rigathi Gachagua'S case had no halves, because we even had Mutuse, the motion mover, in the Senate saying that his role was to come with excuses without further clarity, bringing into fore the proofs. Now, fine, Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. But if you look at it on the political scape, you're going to realize that he was blameless. These people just drummed up so many charges against him. And right now, it is a time when so many political entrants and so many political ultra kleptodemians are now hovering on where to put the political dice. Why am I saying this? It is because if you look into the Mount Kenya region now, you're going to realize that there is a flimsy ground onto where Kimani Ichung'wah stands. You're going to realize that Kimani Ichung'wah has today been rendered as the Mount Kenya ostracized Ostmanly. Why? Because at the hour of need, he decided, and he was perceived to have intentionally decided to chop off the head of his kinsman, Rigathi Gachagua. And now, all the Haces in Mount Kenya who are pro-UDA are finding themselves in a very precarious position right now. They wish that the impeachment dust could settle a little bit. But things are not settling. The Wamunyororo guard, the Wamunyororo king has decided to take these guns blazing. And he has decided to tantalize and use this to get the political prowess. And whatever Kimani Ichung'wahs are feeling today are serious torrents. And it is becoming very torrid as we speak. So now, moving on, you're going to realize that the Mount Kenyan political landscape has also shifted, that is looking at Rigathi Gachagua''s impact, impeachment's impact on the political scale. Now let us look at Rigathi Gachagua''s impeachment on the judicial scale. To me, it is an indictment. Why? We had very pertinent issues. When a case is brought against the judges who are empaneled to look into a certain issue, and it ends on the boundaries or on the confines of recusal, then I think any judge of integrity should recuse himself or herself in an event where a respondent or either a petitioner in a certain case feels not really, doesn't feel that confident with your ruling or how the case is going to roll down. The point of recusal here really states directly that the state operatives were behind Rigathi Gachagua''s impeachment. Now, what it brings into fore are three pertinent issues. Number one, it brings into fore that the judges of this country are a threat to the Constitution, they are a threat to the rule of law, they are a threat to the rules of natural justice, and they are equally a threat to fair trial. That is what we could deduce from it all. Because whatever we came out with from the Supreme Court of Kenya was nothing less than, you see, it's nothing that we totally cannot use Rigathi Gachagua''s case for any referencing or any benchmarking cross-board. It is just not possible because we decided at the hour of need, at a time when we really needed to work and ensure that we have what we call a jurisprudence that could equally be, likened in other states. We failed and we played with that opportunity. So right now, whatever you see happening to the judiciary of this republic only shows you that their goose is already roast. And what is apparently clear as we speak in African culture or in African adage, you are going to realize that Koome is having a Herculean task to bring back the integrity of the judiciary. And that is going to take her a whole Sisyphean cycle of continuous explanations in the media and continuous, ways of making sure that the public brings back the trust, the glory that is lost. And I think it is too little, it is too late. Too little, too late. And in our African culture, we believe that an elephant can never be buried with the tusks. So whatever is happening right now is the removal of the tusks of the Supreme Court before they eventually take the elephant for burial. But unfortunately, this is taking time when we really wanted to get the full determination of the appeals case announcing the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua''s impeachment. But even as you can see, Kindiki did not learn from Rigathi Gachagua''s impeachment. Kindiki has become very submissive. Kindiki made the same mistakes Gachagua made. He has refused to learn. He's a PhD holder, but he appears that Kindiki is a political dilettante. Kindiki is a political dilettante. He has refused to learn. He has refused to turn back the scale and realize that having a political party is essential. He's been meeting Mount Kenya people every other time. He cannot even go for his own homecoming party because the conditions in Mount Kenya today is that you have to call Rigathi Gachagua, the name Rigathi Gachagua and Wamunyoro, around 100 times in a day to be accepted by the Kikuyu nation. So what we are also learning is that Kindiki is even able to cede his own position as the deputy president. He's ready to give it for Raila. He's that submissive. He's even ready to give the position of a deputy party leader of UDA. He's just that too submissive. My only problem is not about submission of Kindiki. It's not about submission of Kindiki whatsoever. My only problem is that the act of submission is predominant and a reserve of the other gender. Kindiki, you have let the brotherhood down.